Welcome, and thank you for joining us here tonight at the Marriott for the annual Science and Engineering Fair. We will have a very special guest speaking to us about his love for science and the validation of creationism, Mr. William Nye. He was recently involved in a debate with Ken Ham, a famous wealthy creationist that worked for the Institute of Creation Research. Ken Ham believes that everything in Genesis is literally true, as well as historically accurate. Although I found it hard to sit through, the debate with Bill Nye had to start with Ken Ham explaining that creationism is a valid science. Nonetheless, taking Genesis literally is somewhat confusing, considering the fossil record and carbon dating would make ancient animals alive many years before the Earth was created. This is not my battle, as Mr. Nye would again like to talk about this, and end with an inspiring short story about one of his first days as a science guy. Before Mr. Nye begins his speech, though, I would like to tell you a little bit about him. He was born on November 7th in Washington, D.C., and has been interested in science since his early childhood. Part of that love stemmed from the show Mr. Wizard, a children's TV series in the 50s that taught science. In the private Quaker school he went to, he was considered a big-time nerd in his science club. After high school, he attended Cornell University in New York. There, he had the opportunity to study astronomy with Carl Sagan. After earning his bachelor's in mechanical engineering, he got a job engineering hydraulic systems for airplanes. After entering a Steve Martin look-alike competition and making it to nationals, he thought he was ready to be on stage. This is when he made the decision to be part of a routine at a local comedy club. The group, Almost Live, modeled after Saturday Night Live, was where he was first called the Science Guy. When he corrected someone's pronunciation of gigawatts on public radio, he was asked his name. The radio announcer then dubbed him Bill Nye the Science Guy, and that's when he knew he had the potential to have his own TV show. They offered to fund the, skipped ahead. After several years of work and money for the pilot from the National Science Foundation and the U.S. Department of Energy, Disney saw and loved the show. They offered to fund the show, and thus Bill Nye the Science Guy began. He said he wanted to make science cool and interesting with the show, and many believe that he did, including myself. He was a huge part of my childhood and has inspired many. Tonight, Mr. Nye would like to talk about his passion, as well as his position on creationism. As he walks up on stage, I would like to ask you to resist the urge to shout Bill repeatedly, or sing the opening theme song to his TV show, as hard as it may be. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bill Nye.
All right.